Right, guys, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's up, guys? Let's get the members in the Zoom quickly. Thursday morning, we are live once again. Does the win streak continue on YouTube today? That is that $1 million question right there. How's everybody doing today? Let me know in the chat how's things going. For some reason, I feel like Nightbot is still asleep right now. But chat, let me know how we're doing. Let's get straight into it. I see gold starting to move already this morning, so let's get straight into it. Let's see what's up this morning. Yeah, let's have a look quickly. Mods, just let me know on sound. I think everything should be hundreds. I just want to turn the music a little bit more down. But we are ready. Let's have a look quickly. And then, guys in the Zoom, you should be able to see everything right now. Okay, perfect. First and foremost, I just want to have a quick little pan over to see what is happening on the news side of life. Is there anything crazy for me today? Not really. Major news only coming out this afternoon, so nothing for me within my session. So I'm actually solid with news today, so no need to be worried about that. Not that we ever really phase with fundamentals, but looking at the weekly, we are really starting to struggle at that daily zone. So here's my thing. I'm not going to read too much off of the weekly because we aren't really making lower lows and lower highs. We do not have a lower high within last week's weekly. So this week, I'm not really too phased. Here's the thing though, panning over to that daily, we are in a crucial area, which I did mention yesterday. Okay. But now more so even, we are in a daily range. So if we look left, so have a look at this. There's liquidity right there, right? Which means that that is my mid-level. But looking at a more macro perspective, there's that support level right there. There's that resistance right there. So essentially the daily is in a range. So what is more than likely going to be happening today on the daily? More than likely, she's going to come up and tap 40.25. So what is the idea today? Immediately with my eyes closed, I already want to buy. That's with me coming into the markets right now, looking at that daily, not even dropping onto the lower time frame, but this is what it is suggesting, that if it does go ahead and break the current daily highs, we can see price continue its push. Okay, here's the thing though, if the bus is moving, how do I get on? Which bus stop do I get on with? Let me pan down to the 4 hour and see what is available for me. We are trading above that quarterly level 4,000. So if we look at the past 3 consecutive bullish candles on the 4 hour, price is grabbing liquidity number 1, then starting to make higher highs, higher low, higher high, and a higher low. A rebreak of that higher high will give me the idea that all we then need to see is this range on this 4 hour play out. So there's my lows, there's my highs. I want to see price come from these lows to these highs. The thing is, once I drop down to the lower time frame, everybody will identify that there isn't really a retest. Okay, so this is what I want to be aware of this morning. Is there going to be a retest, or am I just going to use the continue play? Okay. Then looking at the 30-minute, this is what I'm speaking about. We have the 30-minute close above. Obviously, break of the high will give me the type 4 for me to want to long. But chat, do we have the retest yet? We don't. Which means that from the level 3990, we do not have any price action sort of retest. Okay. Which isn't a problem. But one thing I want us to note is if we break these highs now, right? There's a resistance coming up right here. I do not want to be caught into a trade where it breaks highs and immediately starts to reverse because it hasn't seen its retest yet. Okay. But let me see what price does as we start to get closer to that area. We are about to break current daily highs right now. But I just want to be a bit more sure. So let me get that 4 hour levels out quickly. So I don't have any 4 hour current levels, but what I can then use is previous data, which will be the lows over here and then the highs over there. Okay. So this is all I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out 4 hour resistance. This can be that overall target that I mentioned. And then 4 hour support, just so you guys can see the idea. And then there's the 4 hour mid level right there. Okay. Now, obviously, I'm not going to keep those levels in there because it's going to clutter my chart. So now that I can see what I've just mentioned, which is this actually being the support low, that's this resistance high. I then want to then only have in 2 zones. So it's going to be the current level of dynamic support on the 4 hour, which I'm just going to change the color to this. And then this level on the 30 will line up with my 4 hour anyway. So once I drop to that 30, here's that area right here. So you do see that this is quite a hectic area. So here's the thing for me. Let me actually just tighten this also. I would love the break of the high buys, right? So re-break of the highs will give me the buys like this. I can definitely get 10 out of that. That's no problem. So this is what I want to be looking at immediately. Here's the thing though. We haven't really retraced. We haven't given that retracement. So I don't want to be caught in something that pops a little bit and then starts to retrace. But this is valid nonetheless with my stop just beneath that candle for 60 pips. Targeting that 10 pips over there. And then my overall target being up here for 40, right? But here's the thing. We're in liquidity and this is where price is tapping right now. Why is my mouse tripping? We're in liquidity and that is where price is tapping right now, right? But we don't have the retest. I feel like the retest is quite important. So I might just be a little bit more patient today and wait for that 15 and 30 close. Wait for London open to see. But if this thing starts to gauge upon volume and starts to blitz to the upside, I will obviously take the trade. Okay, but this is going to be the idea. I want to see the re-break. If it can re-break, I will go long. Okay, but if it starts to reject now and starts to pull back down to the QP, that just makes the trade better for me, because then I've got price action. So then it's no longer me having a resistance, right? Price starting to drive to resistance, price breaks out, and essentially where I'm going to be buying is there. It's much more easier to see a structure play out. Either take type 2s there or take the type 4s as we re-break the highs. You with me? In opposed to me just getting involved at this point in the trade. You with me? So my thinking is, if we get the drive right now, obviously if the volume is there, I'll take it. But preferably, I want to see a pullback. If I can get the pullback, I have more options. I have type 2. I then also have the possible option of the buys not coming in at all. And then price seeing something like this, where you have a resistance point, price breaks out, fakes out early buyers, closes beneath, and then we come along and take type 3s shorts. Okay. So then that will obviously be the buys, off the table completely. So with that being said, that will also be a scenario where I have resistance there. We entice early buyers, pull back, entice early buyers, price then fakes them all out, comes and closes beneath the QP level, retests that area, and then I look to short price down. Okay, so that is also a play. So I'm keeping my cards open today. As much as I want to buy, it's literally it's an easy buy if it just continues to drive. But if it doesn't, and it actually comes ahead and pulls beneath 4,000, that is then what I'm going to be looking at for shorts. So it's going to be a patient game. I am getting a 15 close now. It's not really type 5 because it's not closing bearish and it's not really looking the way I would like it to look. So it's not really type 5 for me on the 15 if it closes the way it is right now. So gold is definitely going to be one that I'm just going to be a bit more patient with and wait to come to me. Okay, so that is going to be the idea there. It's going to be the retest or the break of the highs or the close beneath and I short. One of the two, but relatively straightforward, which is still what I like. Okay, drop a W in the chat if you understand that. If you don't, do let me know. Let me just move the zoom. If you don't, let me know. Obviously I'll guide you through it. But yeah, that's the idea on gold. Let's have a look at GJ. Let's see what's happening. GJ coming for the full retest on that daily, which is actually quite nice to see. Not to phase on that weekly, but more so that daily. So what I want to do now is actually not today's high, but actually yesterday's high. So pop my previous daily highs over there because it was going to re-break that. I'll explain to you why I want that. So if it's going to re-break that, the idea is that major structure is bullish, right? So if we are then seeing that as resistance, yeah, I don't know why my mouse is tripping today. I think the batteries might be going flat. But we then have the drive. Here's that pullback. This liquidity should have been the bounce away. It failed to do so. It actually went and closed beneath the area, but then immediately dragging us back above, which means that off of this area, buys should happen on that daily, right? So I don't just want it to break the current daily high, but because yesterday's high is literally right there, it's so close, I want to see it break the previous daily high. Once we get above that, then I'm going to be longing very, very easily. Okay, so that's going to be the idea on GJ on that daily. I actually like it a lot. Panning over to that 4 hour, we then have a solid resistance where price is right now. So you'll see as you would have jumped down into time frame, that 30 would have had that consolidation area. So for me personally, on the 4 hour, it's going to look like this. As much as we can buy it, as much as the buys look awesome, there is obviously 4 hour lows right here. Okay, so if I'm going to start closing beneath there, I'm just going to continue the momentum to the downside, which is bearish on that 30 minute. Okay, so the zone for me is going to be 4 hour resistance right here, and then 4 hours support right there. That's literally the only zones I'm drawing today. Panning over to the 30, the play is simple. Closure above, beautiful LTA longs. Closure beneath, beautiful LTA shorts. GJ is in the dog box today. So whichever way it breaks, I will buy or sell. I personally at the moment prefer the buys just because of this specific reason on the daily. We've broken the lows, we've came back after retesting, we've closed above. I want to see price start to re-break today's highs as well as yesterday's highs. If we can do so, I'm going to long into the 4 hour zone, which is a stunning LTA, as well as the 30 minute also. I actually really like it. Looks good. GJ looks good on both ends, I'm not gonna lie. So it's just a matter of closure. Is the closure going to be above? Whoopsie. What did I just do there? Is the closure going to be above or below? That is going to be that $1 million question today. But either which way, we will, or I will be able to execute on it. So we've got aggressive buys here. Now my mouse is tripping today, boys. I don't know what's up. I think I need to plug this in quickly. Aggressive sells over there. Okay, so GJ is straightforward. I prefer GJ compared to gold just because GJ is way cleaner. But obviously, whichever trade comes first and has the optimum setup for me, I will then obviously execute on. But GJ looks good. GJ really looks good. Yeah, I like it. Okay, guys, drop a W in the chat if you understand that. Any questions on both pairs, do let me know. I'm actually just going to pan on gold because obviously it's gonna have the more volume than GJ. So yeah, chat, let me know. I messed up something again on Streamlabs, so I can't see the chat on Streamlabs, so I'm gonna have to pull up YouTube here quickly. Let's see what's happening here. But if you are here for the first time, guys, do hit that like button as well as the subscribe button. It helps with the algo. Road to 2,000 subs, you're about 300 subs away from that. If you didn't know, we do this live Monday to Thursday, 9:30 GMT +2, and then Fridays is private with the MFX members. So hit that subscribe button, boys, and pull up. It's literally free education every single day. Watch the previous streams. I feel like just by you watching the streams, you guys will learn so much, you know. So yeah, have a look. Rian with the dub this morning. Well done, well done. Quick 10 pips. I see you, well done. As you see, the mouse is tripping. I unplugged mine and put in new. Oh, did you have gold buys early on? Let me see what the chat is saying here, boys. But good morning to everybody. I see Nightbot is finally awake. What's up, Neo T? Have an awesome day, brother. Good morning to everybody. Looking for that George Washington's. I'm looking for the Benjamin. Morning, wish I had a buy order on gold. It dripped 30 pips in seconds when I went from trading view to men's trader. That move happened already. Yeah, gold be like that at the moment. High volume. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna pop in a buy stop quickly on gold, just in case it wants to re-break that high for me. I will have my buy stops chilling there. Stop will be the low of the candle for, it has to be 62 today. TP1 will be there, and then oval TP will be there. Where's the high of the candle? Yeah, 40 bands. Okay, just in case gold does decide to rip, I do have a buy stop waiting there. If it doesn't, it's totally fine. There's no issue with that. Where is this? But I'm gonna go ahead now and quickly just put in some buy stops here, because if it's gonna re-break that, it's gonna have obviously the drive for me. So buy stops for me, 400, 9.85, 4009.85. It's going to be a 62 pip stop. TP110 is 10, and then oval 40. Okay, so I've got buy stops chilling. Let's see what happens. That is obviously just there in case gold decides to rip. GJ, nothing yet. It's gonna wait for London Open. But gold, obviously I just want to see, you know, it can do that in the last couple of minutes. Just give a quick pump. The buys I took this morning was 15 seconds. Gee whiz. That's how we like it though. We like that quick moves. Miles, quick question. At 9 there was a play on gold, but the previous candle was like 100 pips. I wanted to know, would you have taken it and put the stop under support, or rather not take it? This candle, yeah, I wouldn't take this trade. There's no logical stop for it unless you're using the 15. No, hold on. So what you can do, well, what I would do, not you can do, but what I would do, get a 15 close like that. You then anticipate that because this candle has such a large wick, if you can give it the bottom wick, you can take the flip of the candle and you can look for price to drive. So your entry will be something like this. And then your stop, you would then just pop beneath the QP. Preferably there, but I mean, look how large this is, 72 pips. So then I'll just accommodate it by having a 60 pip stop loss there. But to be fair, I probably wouldn't take it because that's such a small bottom wick. That's not really giving me the retracement that I want. So I could lie and tell you I'll take it, but I wouldn't. This would have happened way too fast for me, you know? So it's valid, but I don't think I would have reacted in time for that. It's such a small bottom wick. Unless it paused there for a good amount of time. But yeah, I think this is, when it comes to things like this is just reaction time. You with me? Sometimes these moves happen so fast that you don't have time to react so quickly. Okay. My thing is just this, like there's always going to be setups. There's literally setups the whole time. So don't force any move. You will get a move. Don't force it. Another day, another 10. Jordan, good morning. Dylan, good morning. Carl, what's up? What's up? Imagine getting slipped 9 pips. Where was that? Where did you get slipped? I would like to see GJ fake out the support, then go up. So pretty much break lows and then drive up. Is that what you want? For for educational purposes, Miles journaling. What is the entry buy stop? My TV is not showing clearly. To be fair, I'm probably going to remove the buy stops now because you're about 4 minutes out of London Open and we haven't gotten that push yet. Okay, thanks. I didn't take it. Not that one at 9 a.m. Hundreds. I bought gold 39.83 TP hit 39.83. Very nice. Well done. Okay, here's a question. So I'm having a webinar tonight with the MFX members, right? And the topic is managing your profits after the trades. So it's actually how, like, I'm going to give you guys a little bit insight on it on YouTube, but I'm going to go in heavy depth with it with my members tonight, right? So the topic is, let me just get this out. So the topic is managing secured profits, right? So I want to know by YouTube. MFX members, you guys can answer as well, but obviously we'll have the solid discussion. I've got a whole webinar prepared on this tonight. So the question is, once you've made the money and the money hits your bank account and you're a consistent trader and you're making money, how do you manage that so you stay consistent outside of the charts? Because this is a big thing. It's one thing to make the money on the charts, but how do you stay in a point of growth with your profits? How do you guys do that? That's my question for you guys on YouTube today. Let me know. Let me know in the chat what you guys do. Okay, guys, I'm going to remove these buy stops on gold for now, okay? I'm going to wait. Where is that? You said on Telegram, I see. Was that on Telegram? Yeah. Yeah. I saw that, yeah. It's just, yeah, I didn't give me the pullback. Deep enough, you know? Hey, Lazon, welcome to Zoom. I see you were knocking on the wrong door yesterday. Maybe type 5 in the week full. I don't really like it, to be honest. Okay, guys, we got London opening in 30 seconds. Let's see how price is going to be closing on gold and GJ. Let's see. Nothing for me yet. Entered gold at 845 and took my TP. Could have dialed my account with how it's moving. Feel like, nah, you can't have the mindset of say, for example, especially like with me, I think I'm the perfect example because I only won 10 pips. But you need to come to a point in your trading where you're not phased with the excessive move that possibly happens afterwards. Just give me 1 second here. I might get a trader, guys. If we pull down, break lows and re-break highs, I'm gonna go long. So I want this candle to break the lows. If it does that, I'll take the longs. If not, and it just drives like that, I'm not gonna take it. But that's a very good question, Cameron. I will answer that right now, but just give me a couple seconds, yeah. Here's the thing why I don't want to go in now, right? So you can go in and then your stop will need to be, yeah. It's just a bit too big for me because now I need to understand that you need to accommodate the possibility of price retesting before it drives. Do you understand? That's why I'll only take this personally if we break lows and then break highs. But if it's just gonna go now, yes, it is respecting lower highs 100%. I'll still rather take the trade above there. Okay. Can you explain why I don't like it? I think does that answer the Dion? Because this for me, like this candles here, this is a loss of momentum. So now the problem is it can pull down to support, and I don't want to be in the trade that pulls down to support, and my stop loss cannot accommodate that. It's fine if this was 30 pips there. That's no stress. Then I don't mind sitting in drawdown. But if this is 60 odd pips over there and price spikes me out and then goes in my favor when all I had to do was just pay attention to price action, I'm going to be pretty gnarled. So for me, I'm still looking for that entry above these highs right here. Okay? That's what I'm looking for. And then I can have my 60 pip stop. Guys, I'm going to go buy stop quickly. And then I'll just tell you the stop loss now. So buy stop 4009.72. 4009.72 is going to be a buy stop on gold for me. Okay? Because if it's going to be re-breaking highs, I want to be in. Right? And my stop will be somewhere here for 60 pips. Okay? Here's the thing. I'm comfortable with it breaking highs for this specific reasons. Hear me out so you can understand. So initially, I would have liked a trade there. Right? But the issue is, if this trade is still respecting higher highs and higher lows, right? It's supposed to drive 100%. But there is no retest, which means that if I take the trade there, my accommodating stop will need to be there. That's 80 pips. I'm not doing that. Because I need to understand that technically it can come down. Price action. Okay? But now, if it's going to be respecting the higher highs, and higher lows without breaking this lows, because obviously if it had broken the lows, another thing for comfortability would have been that saying that, okay, you know what, it broke lows, it's supposed to come down, and if it's failing to come down, it's obviously just grabbing higher liquidity, which means that if it's going to be breaking the highs at that point, I'll be comfortable in buying, right? So that's when I'll be comfortable in buying there. But now why I'm taking the buys up here is because it's going to then show me that there's enough liquidity to continue to drive, which means that it's respecting higher highs and higher lows. Which means that if it's going to be breaking highs, the volume that it had grabbed from here is enough to sustain the drive right through, which makes me then comfortable with taking the buys at 4009.72 with a stop loss of, I'm going to give it 61 pips today, and then a TP at 10 is 10 all day, and then that overall target up there for 40. Okay, so this is my buy stop that is currently chilling and waiting. Let's see if it is the play to this morning that this thing just rips and rides and continues driving. Okay. But to tap into that question quickly while we wait for this trade, Cameron will... Yeah. You feel shit with missing extra dollars, extra pips, extra dollars, whatever, doesn't matter. Here's the thing though, that's always going to be the case because there's always going to be extension of your moves. You need to, and this is a need to, and this is why I personally do 10 is 10. The medium in the markets is between 10 and 20 pips every single time I enter the market. According to my strategy, whenever I execute the market, between 10 and 20 pips, yes, we'll see more moves. You can watch my streams 80%, 90% of the time, the move will extend. Just go watch it. But the thing is, I can't bank on living my life as a full-time trader with a possibility. That's not going to happen. I need to have surety in the trading, right? Because this is my main income, because I'm a full-time trader, I need to have that underneath my belt. I know that daily I can do 10 to 20 pips every single day after a certain amount of days, which will lead into weeks, which will lead into months, which will lead into quarterly, which will lead into yearly. This is then what I'll then receive back in monetary value. Okay, so all that calculation needs to be done for me personally. So then I understood that if I get 10 to 20 pips and I get a certain amount of pips a week, a certain amount of pips a month, according to a percentage that I'm then comfortable with risking on that set portfolio account that I'm growing, I'm comfortable with that then. Okay, I can't live in the what ifs. You know what I mean? I need to live on sureties. So that is just something that I had to learn within my trading, and I hope that you guys can understand it as well. That if you trading X amount of dollars and you make, let's say on the trade you make $1,000, and this trade could have been a $4,000 trade. There's always that word could have. What if then the next time we leave that trade open, it turns out to be a break even or a stop loss? So that is why I work with surety, and that is why my win rate is so high, because I take the money. There's two main jobs in trading. Everybody knows it by now because I talk about it all the time. First one is managing your portfolio. That is your main thing, so that you sustain the account, so that you're actually there in the long run. The second thing is what? Taking the money, paying yourself. That is the main thing. Because as much as we love trading, and I'm passionate about it, I really love trading. I've been doing this for 9 years now. I became profitable in my 2.5 years of trading. I love it. I really love trading. But at the end of the day, I don't want to spend my whole day in front of the charts. I don't want to stream in the morning and then stream in the afternoon, or trade in the morning and trade in the afternoon, because then I might as well go open another business or go do something else, because trading isn't the only way that I can make money. But the beauty about trading is it gives me freedom. Like yesterday, I think we're on the charts for 30 minutes. I made my money and I went about my day. Understand? Now, if you don't have set targets, if you don't have a risk plan, you'll always want more. You'll always want to come back to the charts. You need to have the discipline to have, look, this is what I take from the charts. If it gives me this today, I'm happy. Come back tomorrow. As simple as that. And that is how you'll then see your account compound. Because I've seen so many times, including myself in my first year of trading, because I used to be a swing trader, where you take a trade, lacquer, 60 pip trade, 80 pip trade. Next trade, boom, loss. Take it again, boom, loss. Bear in mind, in that 2 losses that you possibly took, you were up 20 pips or you were up 30 pips, but you didn't want to take it. Because at that point in time, the monetary value that you were seeing, you weren't happy with. But that's because you had a premature mindset. You weren't wise enough to understand that this is a long-term game. My accounts need to grow over time. It's not about making quick money for tomorrow or for the week. The accounts need to grow over time. And the beauty about it is, as that account grows over time, your experience grows. You then understand the markets more. Okay. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Okay, let's see. So the question was management. So let's hear what the boys is saying in the chat. I allocate about 5% of the account to risk per week. If I lose all of it, say on Tuesday, then I stop trading and wait for the following week. Okay. Jordan says you should break your withdrawals into percentage allocations. Example, 50% goes into investment account to work for you while you sleep. Maybe 25 for spending, another 25 for your expenses. Okay. Let's see what else the guys is saying here. Can you... Yeah, I think that was right there, right? Wise words and compound release thing, 100%. Makes sense, 100%. Okay. Miles, jy het mooi gesê, moet nie kak koop nie. Hy kan mooi profit control. 100%. Don't buy shit. For the people that don't understand Afrikaans, don't buy shit. Invest a portion and save a portion. That is just me though. Boys, I'm actually very excited because everything you guys said, I'm not going to say it's wrong, but the topic that I've prepared for tonight, I think it's going to be changing a lot of people's minds, you know? We won't even mention what Christian just said. I think like Christian, you're obsessed with that word, eh? He will show you something else, 100%. Nooit jy mooie feite gepraat, Miles, 100%, my brother. Okay, GJ with the possible close beneath. We're sinking. Just add alert there. But you already bought the Rolex. You all Gucci, bro. It's moments and conversation like this that keep me coming back to learn and understand. Yeah, 100%, bro. Godswaardig. Mr. Allen, Connor Allen. At the end of the day, don't withdraw all your profits. You need to pay yourself while you scale your account. 100% agree with that, my bro. 100%. Because then you're just back to square one, you know? Miles, you really changed my perspective on compounding. Miles, you really changed my perspective on compounding. Used to enter and hold. Would see more than 2% up in a trade, but then wouldn't close. Now close 1.5 religiously, and I've never been happier. 100%. 100%. Because why are you not satisfied with 2%? Just everybody do yourself a favor. I don't know what account size you're trading, but just do yourself a favor. Just do 2% on even $100,000 personal capital. Just go do that calculation. How much is that? And then you tell me if that is not enough for you. You know, like this unfortunate part about social media is everybody wants this Lamborghini lifestyle. Sometimes you need to ground yourself and just relax and realize that you don't have to, you know, be at that point all the time. There's nothing wrong with 2%, 1%. Obviously, the larger account, the better it is, but that should be your goal. If you're wanting to do this full time and you're really wanting to change your life with this whole Forex thing, you need to have the mindset of, I'm not only wanting to trade $1,000 account for the rest of my life. You need to get to a point of growth. You need to get to a point where you're managing that larger capital. That for me was a big game changer. Once I started managing larger capital, personal capital that is, I don't trade funded, that was a big game changer for me. But you see, this is the thing that also I had to learn. I need to have the understanding that in order for me to be able to manage a large account, I need to be able to manage a small account. I have to. So how do I get to that point? I need to understand that, hold on quickly. Gold might rip here. Let's see. Okay, so I still got buy stops in gold. 4009.72. I've got a 61 pip stop loss. TP1 at 10 is 10. And then overall TP at 40 bands. So let's see if gold can actually make its move right now, right through that. That'll be pretty cool. We do obviously have candlestick resistance over here. So we can see here, it's tested 4 times now. Struggling to break through. So there is candlestick resistance there. So let's see how it reacts off this area. I just have the anticipation that once we can break the current daily high, which is where price is pretty much right now, we should have the drive right through. Okay. Okay, there's the break. Do we get the push through? There's that 15 close. I like it. I really like that 15 close. I really like the 15 close. Got the bottom wick. Very nice. Okay, boys. I've just been activated on gold buys right now. So entry for me has been activated. I've got a 61 pip stop loss on that. 10 is 10 over there. And then overall TP at 40 pips. Let's see what gold does for us today. Let's see. Do we get that TP1? Does the win streak continue? That is the $1 million question of the day. So buy stops for me is activated. Let's see what happens here. Stop loss, I'm still going to leave the same. There's nothing I'm going to change over there. at this point, that whole idea of price breaking lows and retracing according to price action should be out the window. At this point, we should push right to 40.13. So let's see, ladies and gentlemen. There we go, baby. That, ladies and gentlemen, is another 10 is 10 in the bag right there. I'm going to take everything right there at 10. I'm not even going to play today. Yeah, man. What can I say? There we do it again. There we do it again. And then here's the thing. Just so you can understand what I was speaking about. Now that gold is going to continue pushing, this thing can push 1,000,000 pips. I wouldn't care. Because why? My risk plan tells me 10 is 10. Okay. And this is something that you have to be comfortable with as a trader. But ladies and gentlemen, it's another dub. The win streak does not end. Beautiful, beautiful gold buys caught live on YouTube right now. There she goes. There she runs. Brilliant stuff, boys. Drop a W in the chat if you learn from that. Drop a W in the chat if you earn from that. Okay, so let me get through all these questions quickly. I find that difficult to spend a portion of the money I make through trading. Like, I'd rather use my other source of income for my life so that my account can grow more. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. But here's the thing. If you're not going to be able to show what you are doing in tangible objects on the charts, what's going to keep driving you if all you're looking for is numbers on a screen? So, for example, what 2 of the students did last week. That's perfect. Student 1 bought a Rolex. Student 2 bought a car and a phone. Now, obviously, don't go make yourself blood. Don't use all your profits. But if you can afford it, go do it. Because that is what you are trading for, you know? That is what you are trading for at the end of the day. 100%. And that is wise right there, because those will only go up in value, Christian. That's the thing I want to say as well. Like, for tonight's webinar, there's a lot I want to be talking about. It will actually go beyond the charts, so definitely all the MFX members pull up to tonight. It's gonna be hot. 90 pips for you, 20 pips for you. Hey, 50 rankies for you. Johan Stemmert in the building. He's just giving away money. Cheers, Umar. Have a lack one, bro. Yo, what did I miss you? I also had the same argument with my brother during the week. We'll explain tonight. Maybe if you make $500 for the day, you're up one. You are the top 1% of SA earners if you work in a daily wage. 100%. A lot of, just because you're trading Forex doesn't mean you have to get crazy returns in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, people need sometimes you just have to bring yourself down to earth and understand, like, bro, if you're making an extra $1,000 a month, that is good, bro. Because you're taking the money out of, this has always been my understanding coming from where I'm from. I'm getting on a computer and I'm taking money out of the computer through a phone. It's crazy. I don't have to do any hard labor. I've been on the charts now for less than an hour, and you're making someone's monthly salary is ridiculous. In like what, 2 minutes? That's nuts, bro. So those are times you have to like realize, hey, like, you're doing it different. That also helped me a lot with taking the money. Coming from an entry-level job, getting paid, sometimes we need to remind ourselves you've been making the same money even in 1 week, but you feel it's not enough. Less is more by being consistent. 100%. Just get rid of that spirit of greed. As simple as that. I must say, since I dedicate myself to certain pair and time of day to trade, my discipline has been top tier. The more pairs and sessions you trade, the more chances you have of making mistakes. 100% agree with that, Jordan. I have one account selling and tennis buying. Can we get 2 dubs? Let's see. Yo, buddy. Good luck with that. You missed the move? No, I didn't miss the move, but I caught the move. But guys, while we're here, let's hit that like button. Let's get those likes up. If you're here first time, hit that subscribe button. Bro, I had TP set at 10. It wicked me out at 18 pips. Ooh, don't we just love when spread is in our favor? Don't we just love that? Spin by. What's that? How many pips are you up? A lot? I haven't taken a loss in so long, bro. Secured my 10 and let it run a bit. Squeeze 25 out. Well done, boy. Miles with profits. I withdrew. I bought a TV so I can watch your streams. Lekker boy. Lekker boy. Unfortunately, I have band practice. Lazan in a band? I have to see this. What instrument do you play? Don't tell me the flute. Don't tell me the flute. I sing. How you want to sing Temple Boys in the church, Lazan? How's Lazan wanting to pull up and Lazan plays the triangle. Yo. Temple Boys in a cake and or the tambourine, huh? What a laugh. Nah, no stress. Tonight will probably be recorded. Actually, I shouldn't have said that. Tonight will not be recorded. But you know what I mean. It'll be up on Patreon. Because tonight's gonna be a hot one. I definitely feel like tonight's session will be very good. Lazan sings. Lazan plays the triangle and then Brent plays the tambourine. Sorry, what are you sending to the group here? Well done, brother. Well done, well done, well done. That's what I'm talking about. Like, where else are you gonna get that? I play the fool. Lekker boys. But YouTube, that is me for the week. 4 trades caught live on YouTube. 4 wins caught live on YouTube. If you want to level up your trading, Michaela, just drop exclamation MFX for me. We do obviously offer mentorship for those that want to level up their trading. And then if you are looking for a broker that I use, it is HFM. There's the link in the chat. You'll see it over there. That's the broker that I use. Oh, I saved it wrong. Oh, Michaela's on the ball. 100%. But chat, that's me for the week for YouTube. MFX members, I'll see you guys tonight as well as tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Oh, let me see this. I'm profitable. I would invest into farming, growing cannabis for a living. So when speaking about growing cannabis, there's another. Did you know how many cannabis shops is opening up in PE? It's actually crazy. There was another one that opened up in Warmer Park yesterday where sunglasses that was. It's actually crazy. It's good to have vision, Delano. 100%. You can do it, brother. I believe in you. But yeah, chat, I'm out. YouTube, it's been an awesome week, brilliant week. We absolutely killed this week. MFX members, I will see you guys tonight and then tomorrow morning. But other than that, YouTube, I'm out. I shall see you guys Monday. Monday we'll be back. Okay. Have an awesome weekend. God bless. Cheers. Have a lacquer one.